Dear oh me. Vettel does not deserve that. Not at all. No way does Sebastian Vettel deserve that. The second place that he earned, well deserved. He should have kept that second place. There's no way that he should have got a penalty. Fuck the FIA.
Why you being a dickhead fool?
On this decision. I think, in my opinion, they're just trying to screw him because he wore that t-shirt supporting LGBT. That's all. That's just my opinion. They're trying to screw him because I said don't wear the t-shirt in the rules, not supposed to wear the t-shirt on the grid, and he did it anyway. And respect to Vettel. Respect. I'm glad he won the t-shirt. It's not 1927 FIA. It's 2021.
I love you, 2021.
So you talk about diversity, that you're behind Lewis Hamilton, you're behind change. So why are you giving shit to Sebastian Vettel for wearing that t-shirt? Why? You shouldn't be giving him shit. You should be welcoming Sebastian Vettel wearing that t-shirt. You'd be saying, yeah, embracing it. But no. FIA stuck in the dark ages. Didn't like it. So I thought, we need to get in for it. We need to punish Vettel. So what do they go and do? This rule is bullshit.
Baba Booey.
Vettel disqualified from the race over a fuel sample. What is this fucking world coming to? Over a fuel sample. I don't give a shit. Vettel earned that second place and he deserved that second place. I don't give a shit what the geeks say online saying, oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton lovers. They're going to come out online and they're going to say, you know what? I'm glad Hamilton got second place. He broke the rules, Vettel. That's it. No. Vettel deserved this second place. Look, at the end of the day, Hamilton was third. Brilliant recovery drive from Lewis Hamilton after the debacle at the beginning of the race. Another debacle by Mercedes. Misjudgment again. But the thing about it, Verstappen only scored 1 point. So third place was a bonus. 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, there were 30 plus points behind him. In the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors, I think there was about 20 points. Now they are leading the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship. And this is before Vettel got slammed with this penalty. Sebastian Vettel, I would appeal if I was him. I'm not saying he's going to get it overturned, but if I was Sebastian Vettel, I would appeal. Aston Martin should appeal. I don't think Lewis Hamilton would want second place like this. No way. But you're going to get the dumbass geeks online like they always are. They're going to come out and they're going to say, you know what? Lewis Hamilton. I had one dumbass geek saying, oh, all this was done to favour Lewis Hamilton. Like always. He come out and basically saying, oh, Seb done it on purpose. Aston Martin done it on purpose to favour Lewis Hamilton. That is the typical uneducated Lewis Hamilton hater. Uneducated F1 dumbass fans to come out with a comment like that. But that's just the world we live in. That's Twitter for you. But Vettel, he deserved this win today. He deserved it. This is where the grid looks now. You got Ocon Ocon in first place, second Lewis Hamilton, and third Sainz. Again, another empty podium win for Carlos Sainz. Remember a couple of years ago? Not sure where it was. And he got fourth place, and then Hamilton got, I think it was Brazil. Hamilton got disqualified. Actually, Hamilton got the third place, and then after they disqualified him from the race, they gave him a penalty, and then Carlos Sainz got the third place, and he went up on the podium with his McLaren team, and he started celebrating with his McLaren team, claiming the third spot. Probably going to happen again. But Vettel, you know, it's a shame, and it's a sport we're in.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
It can be brutal, and Vettel didn't deserve that. This was my thumbnail. This was my backdrop that I put today before this announcement came in, and I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna fucking leave it there. I am going to leave it there.
Fuck you.
Because in my opinion, Vettel got the third place. Got the second place. Because in my opinion, Vettel got the second place, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the stewards gave him. In my opinion, he got second in this race. But what a race it was. What a race. At the beginning of the race, there was, well, yesterday there was talking about rain.
It's raining, man.
Rain is going to come in and say, you know what? There's going to be a rain race. But the commentators were saying it's not going to be a rain race. Especially Carew. Carew was saying that. Especially Carew. Carew was saying, no, it's not going to be a rain race. They all say when we're going to have a rain race, it ends up being hot. I never thought we was going to get rain today. Even before the beginning of the race, I never thought that we was going to get rain today. I never thought that at all. So the rains, so before the race, I started getting a few trickles on the road, and I was thinking, you know what, I'd still stay on slicks. It didn't look like the rain was coming down hard at all, not at all. So I was thinking I'd never go on intermediate tyres. So the race starts, lights out, and away we go. As Crafty always says, the race.
And it's lights out and away we go!
The race started, and I was on this channel yesterday. I was in qualifying, and I was saying I hope that Valtteri Bottas gets a good start. 90% of Valtteri Bottas's starts have been horrendous. He comes out, lights out of the way we go. He goes straight down. He gets jumped by Lando. He gets jumped by Max Verstappen. And he starts to lock up. He starts to lock up his car. He locks up his car. He hits Lando Norris. Then Lando hits Perez. And then Bottas hits Max. They all basically, it's like a domino effect. He hits Lando. Lando hits Perez. And then Lando hits Max Verstappen. Something like that. He's basically, Bottas hit Lando. Lando hits Perez. And then Lando hits Max Verstappen. So it was like bang bang, like a domino effect. The two Red Bull cars, well, one Red Bull car gets eliminated from the race straight away. So does Bottas. So Bottas is out the race. Perez is out the race. Max got heavily damaged at the beginning with his car because he got hit by Lando Norris. So you got Max in trouble. So you're thinking, what is going on? What a first turn. I knew this was going to happen. I never thought so many cars was going to get damaged or go out, but I knew someone was going to get hit in that first corner. I thought it was going to be between Bottas and Max Verstappen. I thought to myself, Lewis should get a good start. If he gets a good start, I think that might be enough. So basically, after all that, yesterday when I was on my channel and I was talking about the start, The only person I was really worried about for Bottas was Max Verstappen, because Max Verstappen was on the soft tyres and Bottas was starting on the medium tyres. Red Bull was not on the best compound. Mercedes was on the best compound. That's if it was going to be a dry race, because obviously with the soft tyres, they was only going to last about 6 laps and then they would have to pit. The reason why Red Bull put the soft tyres on is because they was hoping that they would get a good start, try and pass Mercedes in the first couple of laps, and basically after that try and control the race and then try and get an early pit stop. But it never worked that way because we had a wet race at the beginning. So I was thinking at the beginning, now everybody's on the same tyres. I was thinking, now if Lewis can get a good start, Bottas can hold second, everything will be fine. But it never works out that way. Like I said before, Bottas got jumped by a couple of drivers. He went into Lando, and then went into Perez, went into Lando, and then Lando went into Max, and then Perez got hit as well. So you had basically Lando got taken out the race straight away. Perez was out the race, and Bottas was out the race. 3 cars eliminated out of the race, and I think Stroll was out the race as well. That's 4 cars at the beginning out of the race. Max was lucky in my opinion. He got hit, but because of the safety car come out, that saved him. So he came into the pit because his car was heavily damaged. Even after the safety car, when the race resumed, Max's car was damaged. You could see he was losing downforce, and he was understeering and oversteering everywhere. Max was not at the races today with his car. That's down to his car being damaged, and that's also, for me, he's still shook from Silverstone. He still hasn't got that confidence in himself like he did before Silverstone, because it was a 52G crash at Silverstone, and that will impact any racer. I don't care who you are. If you get hit with a 52G shunt, you're gonna feel it, and then the after effects as well. It's not about just getting up the next morning thinking, yeah, I'm fine now, I'm gonna carry on race. You're gonna be more aware of your surroundings, and you can see the way Max was today at the beginning. He was not aware of his surroundings, not as sharply as he was before Silverstone. That's just my opinion. Now, so Perez is out, Charles gets hit, Stroll, then McLaren gets hit as well, like I just told you before. I come from 8th to 1st. No, from 8th to 2nd, because I went into the pit, safety car come out. So Ocon was 2nd behind Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis was in front and Ocon was 2nd. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have a restart. At one time, I never thought Max's car was gonna get fitted. I never thought that Max's car was gonna be ready for the race. Never thought that at all. I think Max's car he's gonna be too damaged, and if he does start, it's gonna be a DNF. So that's what I was thinking at the beginning. So it resumed. This is where it all went wrong for Mercedes. This is where it all went wrong. Another error by Mercedes. So everybody was going around on the outlap, just start up, because it's going to be a standing start. Lewis was leading the pack, and Ocon was in 2nd place, and 3rd place was Sebastian Vettel. So just before the outlap, everybody started coming into the pits. After the outlap, just before they hit the first corner to go on the straight, everybody started coming to the pits before they started the race. Hamilton stayed out with the intermediate tyres. I don't know why he stayed out. He was saying, the team told me to stay out. If you're driving and you're in the car, obviously I know you can't radio to your team when you're on the outlap, but you're in that car and you can see if the track is dry and that. So what Lewis should have done, Lewis should have came into the pits, right? Trust his own judgment, and then the team would have changed the tyres, and it would have been on the medium tyres. But what he did, he stayed out. He made a big mistake. He stayed out, and then what happened then? Everybody went in, put the medium tyres on, and Lewis at the beginning of the race was the only person on the grid. Never ever happened before. I was thinking, this is weird. We got lights out of the way we go. We got Crofty saying lights out of the way we go, and Lewis Hamilton, this is after the restart, and Lewis Hamilton was the only one on the grid, and he's still on the intermediate tyres when the track is dry. What a disaster for Mercedes. What a disaster. So Lewis basically started on his own. Soon as he passed the pit stop, all the drivers came out with the medium tyres. Knew straight away then what a disaster. So you know 100% as soon as he comes back round to that pit stop and puts the medium tyres on, the other guys are going to pass him. So I just don't understand what Mercedes was doing. I do not understand what they were thinking. Another disaster, another bad judgment from Mercedes. So Hamilton comes out and he says, after he knew there was a mistake straight away. He probably knew when he was on the pit. When he was on the starting line on his own, he knew it was a mistake then. But after when the guys passed him and he come out, so he went from first to last. So after the restart, like I said, the drivers went past the pits. Hamilton went into the pits and put the medium tyres on, and the guys, the rest of the drivers just passed him when he was the last. There you go, disaster. So we're gonna speed up now. After that, Hamilton basically, it was about recovery drive today for Lewis Hamilton. It was a recovery drive. Lap 20, Lewis Hamilton put on the hard tyres, pitted, and it was quite, you know what, it was quite a good pit stop for Mercedes. It was 2.5 seconds. That was quite decent. It was a decent pit by Mercedes. He put on lap 20, and the key moment for me in this race is when he pitted at lap 20, put the hard tyres on. He pitted before Max Verstappen and Ricciardo because they was having their mini battle. And when he come out the pit, he come out in front of Lewis. He come out in front of Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, and that was key for Lewis Hamilton today, and he did it. So he had nice clear air, and he started cruising from there. There was coming on the radio and they were saying, do you think that a podium, and we could get a podium today? And I said, and Bono said definitely could get a podium. Even further on in the race, they were saying he could win it, but I'll get into that in a minute. Lap 48, Hamilton pits again, puts the medium tyres on. Before that, Mick Schumacher was having the race of his life. Mick Schumacher. He reminded me today for a split second of his dad. He was going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen. He never backed down. Max Verstappen was chasing him to try and pass him. Max Verstappen was trying to pass Mick Schumacher for about 3 or 4 laps. We all know it was on a track like Silverstone. It was a track like Spa, Monza. Max would have got the job done just like that. Just like that. But because it's Hungary and it's very hard to take over, a bit like Monaco without the barriers, it took him about 3 or 4 laps. But when he did finally get to Mick Schumacher, when he finally made that attempt, Mick Schumacher put up a fight. He could have just said, you know what, yeah, you can pass me, you're faster than me anyway. Not like say like pass me, but he could have like, you know, turned and said, look, you can pass me. But he never. He put up a fight, and he was going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen, wheel to wheel, and that reminded him of his dad. When his dad had that courage, his dad was like that back in the day. When he was at even when he was at Mercedes. But yeah, he reminded of his dad today, and you can see Mick Schumacher. You can see that Mick Schumacher has got championship qualities. You can see that, not just because of his name, but you can just see he's a good driver. Because you never saw Mazepin doing that, did you? You never saw Mazepin coming out and go wheel to wheel with with Max Verstappen. So this is where it all started to go wrong. Lap 40, after he put his tyres on, he caught up with Alonso. He was behind Alonso for 17 laps. 17 laps. Lewis was behind Alonso. 17 laps. So it took, well, I wouldn't say 17. I'd say it took him about 2 or 3 laps to catch up with Alonso, and he took him 14 laps to pass him. I'd say it that way. That's how long it took Lewis, and that cost him, because as soon as he passed Alonso, within a lap after that, he passed Sainz into third place. He had the medium tyres. He had the nice brand new medium tyres. So when he got to Alonso, his tyres were fresh. He should have really passed Alonso within 2 laps. If he would have passed Alonso in 2 laps, he would have passed Sainz like he did so easily. And then he would have went for the win. He was on for the win. Easy win today. As soon as he got to Alonso and the tyres, because he had the new medium tyres, because he went for the 2-stop, he was on for an easy win. But he got stuck behind Alonso. Respect to Alonso. I told you geeks. I told you stupid fucking geeks about Alonso, didn't I? I told you about Alonso, you stupid geeks. I don't care if he's 40. He's one of the best drivers to ever drive an F1 car. And he's my favourite driver. My favourite driver. Because he speaks his mind. He's not a snowflake. And he'll say what he wants when he wants. Johnny Herbert found that out.
You ended up as a commentator because you don't know true champion, man.
And that's my kind of man, my kind of driver. That's what I like. No bullshit. And Alonso kept Lewis behind for 14 laps. And eventually, Lewis Hamilton passed. When he passed Alonso, and the lap after that, he passed Sainz. 2 laps after that, he passed Sainz so easy, just like that. Imagine if he would have passed Alonso straight up within 2 laps instead of 14 laps it took him. He would have won that race easy. So Ocon, he got the win, but Alonso helped him get the win. If it wasn't Alonso holding up, no disrespect to Ocon, I'm glad. You know what? Respect to Ocon. Don't take, you geeks, yeah, don't take words out of my mouth, okay? Listen to me. I am glad that Ocon won. I am glad he won. He deserves it. First win in Formula 1. But what I'm trying to say is, if it wasn't for Alonso holding up Lewis, he wouldn't have won that race. He knows it. Lewis knows it. And Alonso knows it. So, basically, Vettel was chasing Ocon for a lot of the race. Vettel was chasing Ocon. Vettel, when they come to a black marker, they came to a black marker, and Vettel had a little snip of a chance to pass Ocon, but he just wasn't close enough. But Vettel tried. The way Alpine today mastered their strategy. It was perfect. Everything today was perfect. Went well for Alpine and for Aston Martin as well. Their strategy today was perfect. Ocon was in front of the entire race, kept his cool, even when Vettel was half a second behind him. He kept his cool and he stayed in front, and they pitted at the right time, and Ocon deserved the win. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the breaking news came, and this is why I took so long to do this video. I was waiting for the news to come in. Breaking news, like I said at the beginning of the video, Vettel has been disqualified from the race, so Hamilton gets promoted to second place. But in my opinion, yeah, Vettel is going to stay second in my mind, and Carlos Sainz gets promoted to third place. And that's the end of the review. There was rumours on the internet that Russell was getting investigated over talking on his radio over the at the formation lap. He was talking to his engineer on his radio, and you weren't supposed to do that. Sainz got called to the stewards as well. Nothing's coming about Sainz yet, because he was talking on the radio to his engineer as well after this, the warm-up lap again. After the incident in turn 1, and it got red flagged. Sainz was up for investigation after because he was talking to his engineer on the radio during the outlap. So nothing's come of that. If anything comes up, I'll put it on my Twitter feed, or I might put a video up on my channel. So this is it, man. This is I'm really tired. Never slept much yesterday. I was really busy yesterday. And for all the subscribers that picked up on YouTube, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I picked up more subscribers, and I really appreciate it, and I'll continue to make content. I continue to do my Ted's notebooks, and I continue to do my race reviews. And I think next week I got a flaming tarmac coming. I think it's episode 20. I think episode 19 or episode 20 of the flaming tarmac. If you've never watched flaming tarmac before, go on my playlist on my channel and look for flaming tarmac, and you'll see I talk about news, rumors, and really facts about Formula One and what's coming in, what's gonna happen in a couple of weeks time. What's gonna happen in about 4 weeks time when we finally go after the summer break. This is the time where everyone's gonna wind down now. It's a summer break. Enjoy your summer holidays if you're going on holiday. If you haven't already been on holiday, enjoy your holidays. And this is me, Solo P1, signing out. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming on Twitch next week, Monday to Friday next week. Look out for me on Twitch. All the links are going to be in the description below with my Twitch channel. Thanks guys for the support. I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm going to continue to do. I'll never give up. I love doing this. This is my channel, and I love my Twitch channel as well. So this is Solo P1 signing out. Enjoy your summer break. See you later, guys, and I'll see ya in 4 weeks for the next review, and I'll see you probably next week for my flaming tarmac. Thank you very much, guys. Bye. Before I go, this is Solo P1, and welcome to the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix race day review. There you go. Solo P1 signing out.